So, at such a young age, where were your parents, and what really caused you to really work at such a young age to look after yourself in education? And were you having siblings? And who was looking after them if you had any?
Okay, so what's happening is that you know the story in some of the villages, especially in Ghana and some parts of Africa. My parents are not educated. My mother is a disabled person. My father too. In fact, they were really poor. So there was nothing. So my father had to travel to the southern part of the country to work to come and take care of us. But when he went, things were difficult, so he never came back. So I had no option than to help my mother to take care of my younger siblings and myself. So that is why I had to start working early on my own and taking care of myself at that age. In fact, as I said, one event that happened that I have never forgotten, and though it was very painful, but I always use it to motivate myself to go higher. Is we were so poor that, look, in our community, we were the poorest, and people sometimes even used to make mockery of us. Even my mother used to sell some small tobacco, cola nut, and other things. One day she owed somebody, and the woman came and even took everything that she had, including her cooking utensils. And this was one of the biggest blow to us because all the things she could use to cook for us, everything was taken. So we really suffered because the background is really bad. As I said, they were not educated. She is disabled. My father was a farmer who was not even available to help us. So this is why I had to work on my own to help myself and my other siblings.
So, was that a source of inspiration, or sometimes you felt that there was no hope?
Yes, at times I used to fail to sit down and think about life. And I asked myself one day, why was I in that situation? I asked myself, I am in the poorest continent in terms of development. And it is undoubtedly true that Africa is the poorest continent. Even if you come to Africa, my country, Ghana, is one of the poorest countries in the world. If you come to Ghana, my region, Upper East, is one of the two poorest regions out of 16 in the country. If you come to my region, my district is one of the poorest. If you come to my district, my community is one of the poorest. And even in those days, my family in our community was the poorest. So I asked myself why such a thing has to happen to me. But as I thought about it, I became so determined that I am going to change the situation. And one day, that story is not going to continue. And by the grace of God, it is happening today.